Hello, stamping friends. This is Jenny from Celebrate the Journey, and I'm here on the Global Inspiration Team page today. So it's not a new spot for me. We only do Facebook Lives about every 6 weeks or every quarter, I think and then we've also added Christmas on for this. Oh gosh, I had my sound on my computer. So this is our Christmas, and then we're going to do 12 days of Christmas, but in the middle of that, we're going to do our quarterly shows. So Friday and Saturday, all day long those days, you will get to see One Sheet Wonder, Fast, Fun, and Fabulous, or something like that. I told one of the ladies I thought it was frantic because that's sometimes the way I stamp, frantically. But so you've really got quite a lot of inspiration from us this time. So make sure you check the schedule. And of course, if you can't watch live, you can always watch the replays because they'll be here for you. So don't forget that. And then look for any special offers off from your demonstrator. So make sure you read your emails and stuff from your demonstrator. And enjoy all our presentations. So remember, you have 12 days of Christmas and 2 days of One Sheet Wonders. And so today I am Christmas. I said that I was going to show a new fold, and I guess it's really not new. I've probably made it before, but let me explain to you why I've changed it a little bit. I don't know where I found this particular pattern. It's a pop-out box front card. I just can't remember where I got those measurements from. And this was the first one I made, and I used the Night Divine, and I thought it came out really pretty. So, you know, it's one that can stand up, and people can put it on their mantle, or if they're bedridden, they can put it on their bedside table and enjoy seeing their card. And then it folds down, and it will fit in a standard size envelope. Let me find my envelope here. So it will just barely fit in that standard size envelope. Well, then I wanted to make one with the One Horse Open Sleigh. Is that the Horse and Sleigh stamp set? And when you fold it down, I wanted it, of course, looking like the horse was going across the snow. When you fold it down, it won't fit, and it needs a larger envelope. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, except I don't have a lot of the larger size envelopes, and I wanted to make it fit a regular size envelope. So I played with it and played with it until I could find the measurements where this would fit in a regular size envelope. So we're going to do that today, and afterwards I will post the measurements under the picture. For the smaller size one, you can hardly tell the difference. It's just a little different here. So let's get started. So just to start with, I made the base of it a little bit shorter. It's still 4 1/4, but it's it's 5 1/4 instead of 5 1/2. And then you're going to want to trim down whichever designer series paper you have to have this centerpiece at 3 3/8, again, by 4. So you have a nice little border. And then you want to make sure that you get your sides lined up, because you're going to use these side pieces, and they're just 1 inch by 4. This is our pop-out side, so we're going to put that to the side right now. And we'll glue these 1-inch ones. Hi, Leanne. Yeah, frantic stamping. I really think that we could have a game show. How fast can you make a card? Yesterday was one of those days for me. I made a card, I threw it in the trash. I made another card, I didn't even finish it, and I threw it in the trash. And I thought, maybe I just need to step away from the cards. So that's what I did. We just need to have that little break sometimes. Now this is your pop-out piece, and this is actually 5.5. It's longer than your 5 1/4 piece by 4, and it's scored at 1/4 and then 1 inch on both sides. And that's going to become our pop-out. But you don't need to rush and write down these measurements because I'm going to post them for you, so you won't have to do that. Now, it works best with tear and tape because it's going to get some wear and tear with folding up and getting put in that envelope, and I think tear and tape. Stampin' Seal Plus would probably work also, but I don't use it very often. It's not that I don't like it, I forget that you have it. I think we all have our favorite adhesives, and I'm a Tombow girl, and sometimes I'll remember to use Stampin' Seal, and sometimes not. Now we'll trim those little bits off just in case they show. I don't think they will. So I hope you've enjoyed the cards yesterday. Actually, it wasn't a card. I think it was a pretty hostess gift, or a gift for yourself to have a candle on your table for the holidays. I think that would look pretty if you made. I'm going to make one of those because I can figure that out, I think. You could use the autumn leaves and have one for Thanksgiving. What do you think? So now we've got this, and we're going to, this is where I start shaking and carrying on. We're going to lay that so it's just overlaying on your 1-inch piece a little bit. And we'll push that down. And now we'll do the other side. And I'm just kind of guessing how much I'm laying, putting over, because you might have to wiggle and move some of it around. But it's just barely over the edge of that 1-inch piece. Now we had our first snow last Sunday, and it snowed off and on all day, and by Monday it was all melted. So I'm ready for some snow. Now we've got this round, and we're going to push it down. See, I'm going to have to move that one a little bit. If you get it quickly, you can peel it up, and let's see if that's going to work. Yep, that looks better. Then you can pop it down. We're going to crease that a little bit, give it a much better fold, and then we're going to have to pop it up again. And now we've got our pop out front, and we can put our DSP on there. And now it looks like it's matching because we made sure and put the side pieces on there. If it was something that didn't have a pattern that matched up, you wouldn't have to worry about that. And we just kind of get that lined up pretty close. There we go. Now we've got to do our horse and sleigh. Looks like I need a little drop of glue there. We can let this sit while we stamp and color. I love this horse and sleigh. I've used it on several cards. So since we're going to color it, we're going to use blends, then we'll use Memento. Now, I've heard some people say they use their regular ink pads even with blends. I have not done that. I could try it, but I just tend to always use the Memento. Or you could heat emboss it, I suppose, also. There's so many different techniques, and everybody has their own. I had a little mark there, but I think we'll deal with that. We won't let that worry us. So I just pulled out colors I like. So I pulled out Night of Navy, Misty Moonlight. I think I want the wagon, though, Night of Navy. So that's what we're going to do. Our sleigh. It's not a wagon, it's a sleigh, isn't it? I certainly am not a professional blend user, but I can color a little. Most of us just wing it. And then there's those people that just work on it and work on it, and their coloring is stunning. I try not to do too much straight. You want to kind of blend it in, but apparently today I'm doing straight more. We'll blend that all in, though, in a minute. That's the good thing about blends, is you can go over it and drag that color. And it fills it in nice and pretty for you. This is always fun to do while you're maybe listening to music or watching TV. You can do some coloring. Adult therapy. That looks pretty good. I wanted that little edge part of the sleigh to be a darker color, so I pulled out Starry Sky. Actually thought it came out pretty to add that different shade of blue. It's much darker. I wonder if Blueberry Bushel would look pretty too, but it might be a little too bold and bright. Now that gives it a nice look, doesn't it? And then we can color our little people. It's so hard to decide, are those their clothes, or is it a lap robe, or I think we just do the best we can. Now we need the ivory for their face. Or the color that you choose. We've got that, all those skin tones that you might want to play with. And then, let's see, I guess he needs a red hat, like Santa. fixed his clothes green. As I'm calling that a man, I guess it could be a woman. It could be, I don't know. It could be a man and a woman, couldn't it? Two people in a sleigh. Oh, I think that might be part of the coat. See, like I said, I don't know that there's rules about these clothes. We just want to get them colored, don't we? Let's see. I think I colored hers red, so we'll get that red out again. This kind of reminds me of the old-fashioned kind of Currier and Ives look. Then we could do the sepia tones on that, I suppose. And then we'll put that blanket, the blue again, or this might be the side of the sleigh. I'm not sure. And let's see, I think her hat, I wanted her to have a colorful hat, Tahitian tied. Yep. This one actually colors up pretty quick. And then we'll just use some balmy blue, I think, down here at the bottom. Whatever this is. If you guys know what all these things are down there, let me know. I just kind of thought they were just things in the wagon. That's about it. And I think the horse deserves a little color on him, so we're going to give him some red on his harness. It's Christmas. We don't want him to be left out. And then we're going to color him with crumb cake, but I think I used the light first. Yeah, so we'll do light crumb cake. It would be interesting to me if you guys would let us know where you're from, so we'll know where people are watching us from. I live in Colorado, but on our team we have people that live in Canada and the UK, maybe somewhere else, so let us know where you're from. It's always interesting to me to see who's watching from where. Then I like to travel a lot, so I could pretend I was visiting you. Now, I know some people would spend a lot of time on this horse, but he's actually just going to be colored quickly. If you're like me, you're wanting to get your cards done and in the mail soon. We'd like to put ours in right after Thanksgiving because you never know if they're going to make it on time, the way the mail runs. Now I've pulled out pecan pie, pecan pie for his tail. Some people say pecan, some people say pecan. I think it's pecan. But I don't know if there's rules or not. And we'll do a little bit up on his fur here, on his hooves. He's like the Budweiser horse. Okay, now we're ready to cut him out. And we will use our die, our cut and emboss machine. This is repositionable tape. I use it to hold my dies just so they don't move. You can use Post-it notes or washi tape, I think. Some people use that. Okay, we'll run it through the machine quickly. And we're almost done. Okay, Virginia, that's nice. When I was little, we lived in Falls Church, Virginia. And I loved Virginia. All right, we're ready to put this on our card front. Now, we don't want to put dimensionals on the part that's hanging off. So we kind of want to make sure we don't do that. So we'll just, you could just glue this flat, but I love dimensionals, so it will have dimensionals. If I need to sneak another one under there, I can. I think this should be enough. Got them all. And kind of let him, I don't want it to be hanging too close to the edge, but you want to see some of your background there. Now I have a piece of paper to put a sentiment on here, and I think I just picked Merry Christmas. And we'll do that with blue, Night of Navy. It'd be pretty in red too, but I don't have my red ink pad, so we'll do it with blue. Be pretty to have a pop of red there. And then we'll run this, we will punch this with the banner punch. Or if you're good at it, you can do I call them mermaid tails or fish tails. You can do it yourself, but I'm not good at that. I'm good at using the wrong one of these also. That's a pretty low, came out pretty good. And we'll put a few dimensionals on it and let it hang off too. I think when you have elements on your card that kind of travel, that's what I call it, traveling off your card, it adds a little interest. Now we don't want this to not fit in our envelope, so we want to make sure it's not hanging off too much. Let's see if that's going to fit. Nope, that needs to move. We can move that a little bit. Oh, these dimensionals. I should have checked before I put that down, shouldn't I? There we go. All right. And then on the back, I just have, I think it's 5 by 4 for our, you have to put your sentiment on the back. I should have told you, because there's nowhere else. It doesn't open, so you have to put that on there. And I like to decorate it, so I use that little tree, because I think the tree goes with this one. This is wishing you a season of cheer. Now, I was looking to see if I could find where I found this pattern, and I never could find it. But I think this also is sometimes called where you can cut a hole in the middle and see a diorama kind of frame card. I can't think of that word for some reason. Shadow box card, I think is what it was called. So now this will go on the back of our card. I'm going to slide another dimensional under that banner. Since I peeled it up. Now I have a bunch to share with you. Not a bunch. I have 2 or 3 to share with you. And then some ideas of what I'm going to do with this popped out box card. So here's our... I'm going to take my embossing buddy and dust that tape in there because it's sticking a little bit. So there's this one that we just made. And then this one it's the same, but I used different paper on this one. And then we have this one with the Night Divine. And then I thought, well, shoot, we could do this paper and do a pickup truck. So trucking along, and those all use the same layout. It's pretty cool, isn't it? And I think anybody would enjoy getting these fun cards in the mail. Thank you for joining us today, and stop back by tomorrow, because tomorrow all day long will be One Sheet Wonder, and you don't want to miss that. They won't necessarily be Christmas. They might be some of one and some of the other, but you'll get lots and lots of ideas. So thanks for joining us today, and I will talk to you later. Bye.